Hello there. It's been a very, very long time. Hello there. So, yes, it's been a very long time. What, 6 months? What are we, May now? No, 7 months since I've done my last brew video. Life just got in the way. I've been really busy, stuff going on in my life. Haven't brewed as much towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year. I have done a couple of brews, got a couple of brews under my belt this year so far, but I just didn't record them because I just wanted to get them done. They weren't anything special, just some double IPAs, just so I can have something in the fridge. But I've recently decided I've done 2 brew day videos. They're probably going to get uploaded at the same time. So I've got one here, which is my first one, which I'm doing, which is an English IPA. Never done an English IPA before. So the whole reasoning behind me doing this English IPA was I grow my own hops. I grow Northern Brewer and I grow Fuggles, and I grew those specifically because easy to get hold of in this country, and you know, they're good for styles like stouts and porters and brown ales and stuff like that, which when I first started growing the hops, that's kind of I was doing a fair few of those, but I've since moved on to IPAs and yeah, you know, more pale ale sort of stuff. And I've got shit tons of Northern Brewer and Fuggles. It's like a mix of Northern Brewer and Fuggles together. Shit tons of it. So I just thought, fuck it, let's brew an IPA with Fuggles and Northern Brewer and see what it comes out like. Anyway, here's the brew day video. You'll get to see the whole process, and I will come back afterwards with a taste test. Okay, here we are. This is the first brew day that I've filmed since October 2019, so it's now April 2020. I've done 1 brew day since then, which was back in January, I think, something like that, February. Didn't film it, I just wanted to get some beer in the keg. So here we are, first one I've filmed. Been really busy, so I haven't been able to do much brewing. That and personal stuff going on in my life, but here we are now. So today, what I'm going to be brewing is, we're calling it a Northern Brewer IPA. It's an English IPA. I've never brewed an English IPA before, and we'll see how far away from an American IPA I can get this into kind of more of a traditional English style. The reason behind brewing this Northern Brewer, I've called it a Northern Brewer IPA, but it's actually a mixture of, so you can see the hops I've got are a mixture of Fuggles and Northern Brewer. So I grow my own hops, which I'll put a clip in at the beginning of this video so you can see the hop plants as they're growing at the moment. And every year I grow them, and this year I've not really used a huge amount of them. I usually grow Fuggles and 2 plants, Fuggles and Northern Brewer, and I normally use them for, like, you know, brown ales, stouts, those kind of things. And I've only brewed 1 stout in the last year that I can think of, an imperial stout. So I haven't really used up a lot of these hops. So I've now got loads of them left over. This is the 2019 harvest. I've got 125 grams in here. The scales have gone off. 125 grams in here. They're really nice quality, really nicely dried. They're still a little bit sticky and they smell amazing. This 2019 crop has got slight browning on the leaves, but it's not enough to worry about. They dried really nicely. There's some at the bottom of this jug, which are the 2018 ones, and they're beautiful, still vibrant green. They look really good. Anyway, the idea is I want to use up as many of these hops as possible, so I thought I'd do a IPA with just these hops, Fuggles and Northern Brewer. I have not got a clue how it's going to turn out. Did some research on videos in advance of this, and bloody bumblebees just come in here. Look, you see it? God damn, let me just get rid of this bumblebee. Right, he's gone. Okay, so where was I? Yes. I haven't got a clue how this is going to come out. I've never really heard of anyone doing an IPA with just Northern Brewer or Fuggles. Like I said, I've looked at a few videos online, seen some people do some taste tests, and it sounds okay. I'm not imagining that it's going to be amazing. I wouldn't want to do a American style, like New England IPA with these hops. So that's why I've kind of gone with the more traditional English style IPA. So here we are, shit ton of hops. There's about 125 grams going into the boil at different stages. There's 150 grams going into dry hop at 2 stages. Let me just turn that off in the background so it's not making so much noise. The strike water's up to temperature, so I'm okay. In a minute I'm going to dough in. So let's just go through the recipe quickly. We've got here, so ignore the water additions. I've actually run out of Epsom salt, so I've got no magnesium to put in. So rather than just doing the gypsum, I'm going to just do no water additions at all and see how this comes out. You know, up until a year ago I did no water additions anyway, so it should be okay. So all we've got is 6 kilos of Maris Otter, 500 grams of carapils, and 100 grams of crystal malt 120, which is what you can see we've got in here. So that's the crystal 120. We've got the carapils on top, and underneath that is the Maris Otter. So we are ready to dough in. We're at temperature almost. I'm going to just stick it back on to bring it back up to 75.5. As soon as that's up to temperature, we will dough in and we'll get ready to start the brew day properly. Okay, see water levels going down nicely, starting to dough in. And I don't know if you can see any water levels at the moment. You can see movement in the grain. So there's water coming in at the bottom. Anyway, I'm going to give this a good stir in a minute once the water starts to kick in. See there, we've got water soaking into the grain. Alright, I'm going to start giving this a good stir. Start mixing this grain up with the water. Okay, so we have recirculation. We've got the pump on there. This pump you can't see, but now we're at 66 degrees there. We're at 66 degrees there. 66. And we've got a beautiful, slightly amber colour looking beer. Lovely clear looking wort. Another 5 minutes of recirculation. And then I'm going to start to do the runoff. Slight correction. Recipe says 75 minutes for, and it also says the lesser temperature, but hey ho. 75 minutes, so I'm not going to run off yet. I'm going to wait another 15 minutes, do it by the book, go make a cup of coffee and wait for 15 minutes. Alright, we've got runoff is happening. Nice steady stream going into the boil kettle. All set up to start sparging. I'm going to let that liquid run down a little bit and then I'll start the sparge. Okay, started sparging. Nice, lovely trickles. Slow that down a little bit. Yeah. Okay, sparging. I think we're getting to the last little bits of the sparge now. We're nearly getting up to the quantity that I want for doing the boil. So very soon we'll be ready to just kick the boil in and leave it boiling for an hour. Right, runoff is finished, and that was an eventful runoff. Whilst filling up, I noticed there was a leak in the bottom of the bottom tap. I like to take all the taps off regularly and wash it and clean it all out to make sure everything's nice and squeaky clean. Yeah, there was a leak in the bottom, so I obviously haven't done it up tight enough, and I didn't do a integrity test beforehand. So I had to pour all of the water out into this fermentation bucket in order to be able to tighten that up. Whilst doing that, I had to take taps off, stop all the pumps. I clipped the tap up to the side here, put everything back together again, put the water back in, turn the pumps on. Forgetting that I had a tube going up to here, and it sprayed water everywhere. Yeah, loads of fun, lots of cleaning up to do. As you can see, the floor's looking a bit wet. All in all though, I don't think I lost too much water. I've got, you know, a pretty full boil kettle here. I've got some extra down here, which, you know, depending on, I might pour that in here. Let's see how vigorous the boil is and whether I need to top it up. But so far we're looking okay on quantity. We'll just have to see how much I've lost in gravity. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to wait for the boils to come up, and then we're going to stick our first hop additions in, which is just 10 grams at the 60-minute mark. Cool. I don't know if you can see very well here. It's a bit hard taking this video on my phone through the refractometer lens, but I think you can quite clearly see there I've got a starting gravity. This is a pre-boil gravity of 1.056, I'd say. Now I've been aiming for a pre-boil of 1.052 and a post-boil of 1.060. So far, after losing a load of warp, I'm actually looking like I'm doing really well and the numbers are okay. Let's hope it continues like this. Alright there, hot break is just kicking off, so I'm just going to get my 10 grams of Fuggles and we are going to stick that in. 10 grams of Fuggles going in. I'm going to get the get a clip and clip this to the side actually, because I don't like it going crazy, floating around and going mental. Anyway, that's 10 grams of Fuggles and Northern Brewer mix going in. Okay, we're at the 30-minute mark. That's a beautiful colour, lovely orange. Here we are, 35 grams of the Northern Brewer and Fuggles mix. I'm going to chuck this in. I'm not going to do the next two hop editions or film the next two hop editions. It just seems silly. All you're seeing is me chucking some hops into a boiling kettle of wort. So next time you'll see is probably at flame out when we start to chill this ready for cooling it to chuck in the fermenter, because there's no whirlpool hops in this one. Nope. Okay, cool. Anyway, so 35 grams of Fuggles and Northern Brewer going in now. Just so that you know, I've got another 40 grams going in 10 minutes, and then another 40 grams going in at 5 minutes before flame out, and then that's it. Right, getting ready for flame out. As you can see, that is a shit ton of hops that have gone in there. It's not really, it's 125 grams going into the boil at different stages. It's not a huge amount. But it only brings it up to 40 IBUs, I believe. Anyway, so let's turn this off, and this should start to cool down. I'm going to take the hot bags out of there now because there's just too much going on in there, so that I can fit the chiller in, and then we can start chilling this. So I've taken the hot bags out, and as you can see, it's gone down quite a lot. So we've got the top mark is 32, the bottom one's 28, and the next one down to 24. I've lost, like, it started off at just above kind of like the 29 litre mark, so I've lost like 5 litres. I mean, you know, a lot of that's going to go into the hop bags here, so I've probably lost quite a bit from there. But also when as this chills and the water starts to contract, I would imagine that I'm going to lose quite a bit more. So I'm not going to get to my normal 25 litre brew, but that's okay. As long as I get about 19 litres to fill up a keg, I'm happy. Okay, chiller is in. I've got the cold water running through. You can see the temperature is starting to climb down. We're coming up to 80 degrees. It's only been in 10 seconds, so another 10-15 minutes of this, and hopefully we'll get it down to pitching temperature, ready to chuck in the fermenter. Right, we're at just over 26 degrees, which is fine for pitching temperature as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure some people would disagree, but I've never had a problem pitching at that temperature. So let's open this valve up and get pouring into the fermenter. Leave that to keep running through. See how much we get out of this. Lovely colour, look. That's crystal malt is giving it a beautiful, beautiful orange. Perfect for an English IPA. Right, so while that's filling up, look at that lovely aeration on the top. Anyway, I thought I would do a gravity reading. So this is a lovely colour. It's a yellowy orange, really, really nice. Very pleased with the colour. Let's get the hydrometer in and see where we are. Damn! I was aiming for 1.060. You can see I'm on like 1.064, 65 maybe. So above my numbers, really pleased with that. Admittedly, I've probably got less beer than I was expecting. Like 21 litres I think is probably what I'm expecting to get, but pretty happy. Alright, here we are. As you can see, just hit 21 litres. Probably going to lose a little bit with my dry hop, so maybe 19 litres, maybe less. I don't know. This is normally I go for more. I should have filled it up to the level that I normally do in the boil kettle, but hey, never mind. I ended up chucking a little bit of water away, so it's my fault. Anyway, so I'm going with Cross My Leaves Real Ale yeast. This needs to be used up by May, so this year, so just in time. I haven't got, this is probably the closest I've got. This says that it's suitable for English ales, so it should be perfect. The only other yeast that I've got are American style, USO5, and New England ale yeast. So I'm going to chuck this one in. Sprinkle that in. There we go. Stick the lid on, stick it in the fermenter. Look at that beard. This is my lockdown beard. I haven't cut it since lockdown, so I'm starting to get really long around here. Starting to chew my own moustache. Anyway, here she is. Look at that. It's come out colour-wise exactly what I was hoping for. As you saw from the grain bill, a lot of Maris Otter. So Maris Otter's got a slight orange tinge to it. It's still a pale ale malt, but it's still got a slight orange tinge to it. You do that compared to Golden Promise, which I'll go through in my next video actually, and it's slightly more orange, but it's still a pale ale malt. And I added a little bit of crystal malt just because I wanted to give it more of an orange colour, because it's more what you'd expect of a, you know, an English IPA to be slightly more orange. Anyway, it's come out looking lovely. It's not as clear as I expected. I was expecting to get a lot more clarity than that. It's been in the keg now 3 weeks at least, maybe a month, and it's not really clearing much more than that, but I don't really care. But yeah, it's looking really good. Very pleased with it. So shall we do a sniff and see what this mix of Northern Brewer and Fuggles has come out like? So I'm definitely getting, it's not like the citrusy and kind of tropical fruits you would normally get from, you know, the American style. This is I'm getting like apricot and maybe a bit of peach, but mostly kind of apricot, slightly tart type of fruits. Probably more peachy than anything. But yes, it also smells, you know, a lot more earthy. You know, it's not like punchy, fruity aromas. It's a lot more gentle, much more earthy, maybe a little bit floral. But yeah, it smells nice. You know, actually smells like you'd expect from an English IPA. So let's give it a taste. See what it's come out like. Carbonation's nice, as you can see. Still, you know, still gives it that nice head. You can still see, I don't know if you can see there, still bubbles just streaming up the side there. Anyway, it's nice. What's that? Cool. Let's give it a taste. So. It's really refreshing. A lot more maltiness. I can still taste the real taste the maltiness of the malt. Getting kind of like almost like dried fruit rather than like tropical fruits. Again, a lot more earthy, a lot more muted tones. Still makes my mouth water. It's a really nice beer. There's no bitterness in this at all, which I'm surprised with, because I've got a feeling I put hops in at the 60-minute mark and all the way through the boil. I've got a feeling I did. But yeah, it's not bitter at all, really nice and gentle. Yeah, please, that's come out really nice. I would do an IPA. Actually, I probably will now. Considering I'm going to have a constant stock of Northern Brewer and Fuggles hops constantly coming in each year, it probably makes sense for me, in order to use them up if I'm not doing stouts all the time, to make myself a couple of these beers each year in order to use up the hops. One thing I did do with this was, in the original recipe I was going to do 2 75-gram hop drops, dry hops. I only did one because because I was really worried about just ruining the beer. I didn't have a clue what the hops were going to taste like. I did see reviews, other people that did reviews, and they sounded like they'd be okay. But I was a bit worried about overpowering the beer and it just being too grassy, too earthy. But I really like these flavours. They're really nice. They're different to what I would normally drink. It certainly tastes and smells like an English IPA. Probably could do with it being a bit, there should be some bitterness to it, which I'm not getting at all. So I could probably put some other type of hop at the beginning maybe to encourage a bit of bitterness. Yeah, I would definitely, I think I would do a double dry hop next time in order to try and increase the type of aromas that I'm getting from the Northern Brewer of Fuggles. Anyway, it's worthwhile giving a go. I'm certainly going to be doing this every year because I have to use up my hops, otherwise they go in the bin. Anyway, happy homebrew, guys, and I will see you soon because I've got another video that I'm going to do shortly after I finish this beer. See you later.